What's going on, guys? Brad here again, and I'm super excited because today I get the chance to review for you guys the 2021 K5 EX. Now, I won't waste any more time. Let's jump right into it. So for those who aren't familiar with the Kia K5, in 2020, they announced that they were going to halt production on the Optimas. It was getting a facelift, and they're going to introduce a new sedan for the Kia lineup in 2021. And yes, in fact, it was the K5, and I think they nailed it. In the last 5 years, you may have noticed that Kia has been making some really bold moves, starting with the Telluride, starting with the Stinger, and then the Seltos. I think Kia's headed in the right direction, and the K5 definitely sends that point home. So, starting from the front here, one of the first things you notice is that signature day running light. Now, going down the road, many people will notice that right away, and if they know anything about the K5, that's the first thing they're going to know. Hey, that's a K5 right there. This thing really draws attention, really has a presence. When you pull in somewhere or you stop at a traffic light, you're really going to turn some heads here. Opening the door, you can see right away that you've got the tan leather interior, and this will have heated and ventilated seats, so you'll see the perforated seats right there for that air to come through. Now, sitting in the driver's seat, you'll see that you'll have the door handle and the door opener as usual. Door opener, door handle right there. But there's a neat little feature unique to the K5 that I think is pretty interesting. I don't think I've ever seen it on another vehicle, but it's this little fin right here. And what that's designed to do is when you open the door that wide, it's kind of hard to reach that handle. So you got this little, grab point right there, so you can shut the door when it's opened to its full extent. Now, I've let the vehicle idle for a minute just to get the AC going, keep it cool in here, because it's a nice toasty 90 degrees outside right now. So, looking at the gauge cluster right away, now this still has all the plastic on it. This is brand new. 14 miles on the odometer. This thing has only been taken around the block just to ensure that everything's working properly from the factory. Now, back to the gauges, you'll see on the left, you'll see your tachometer, your RPMs. Below that, in a smaller gauge, you'll see your engine temperature. You'll get a full color screen display in the center. And then to the right, you'll see your speedometer with the fuel gauge. Now, in one of my other videos, someone mentioned, why is it that in all of these new cars, they never have fuel in them? Well, it's usually because when they come from the factory, they only have just enough fuel in them to get them around the block, or if the dealership had it for about a week or so, they only leave a little bit of fuel in there for a test drive, but not much else. Something else I wanted to point out that I just noticed here is you'll see this timer counting down, and what that is whenever you leave the vehicle idling for a certain period of time, it's going to start counting down, and then once that timer hits 0, obviously it says vehicle will be turned off automatically in such and such time. And that's to keep the car from running if you've forgotten to turn it off for whatever reason. I don't know how many people have done that, but apparently enough people have done that Kia thought it'd be a worthwhile feature to put on to keep people from letting their vehicle idle for long periods of time and running out of fuel. Now, the steering wheel is fully telescoping, I guess is the term. I know it's a telescoping steering wheel, but anyway. So when you pull this lever down, that's in the lock position. When you pull it down, it gives you the ability to move the steering wheel up and down, forward and back. I'll get it adjusted the way I like it right there. Alright, now I've got that lock back in place. We'll be able to look at the gauges and other features a little better. So talking about the features, and particularly the center screen that I told you about a second ago, the multicolor. Now, right here on the steering wheel, you'll see the pages. When you hit that, it's going to cycle through a few of the different pages on the center screen. And you see here, you'll have your digital speedometer. And once you're on a certain page, you can cycle down through its different, what I call chapters. And fuel economy, trip, driver's information, what drive mode you're in, we'll get to that in just a second. And back to your fuel economy. Now in your driver settings, I'll just reference that now. In your driver settings, you'll have so many things that you can customize. I often reference an Android phone. If you're an Android user, you know how customizable the phones are, your font, your background, just so many things about the phone is more customizable than some of the other phones out there, and Kia is no different. With this, you can customize when the lights come on, what happens with the doors, the sound in the vehicle, convenience, driver attention, driver assistance. You know, you can really tailor this car to be yours specifically. Alright, so for the infotainment system, we'll start here. You'll have your traditional power, your stereo. This will have XM radio, and as I tell many of my clients, if you ever get lost in the screen here, not familiar with where you're at, you have hard press buttons on the side that will always take you back to where you want to go. Now the start feature here is a customizable button that you can make do just about anything, whether it be turn the screen off or call a number, a contact in your phone. Many different things are available for that. So we'll go here to all menus, and you'll see here you'll have phone, UVO, your Apple CarPlay, your Android Auto will automatically light up here whenever you connect to the USBs down here. And this will still have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, so that when you have your phone plugged in, it will of course project, that being the Android Auto, Apple CarPlay feature. So notifications, voice memo, radio, all those are right there. You swipe, you'll have your media. Once you connect to your USB or your Bluetooth, that will light up as well. You have your setup, and that will take you to all of your general setups here, even Wi-Fi. And you have your display. You can change the many different features on the display, how bright it is, blue light filter, screensaver, home screen. It's pretty much turning into a tablet more than it is an infotainment system. Anyway, so we'll go back home here. So coming to the center controls, first thing you'll notice is the climate control. You'll have a digital display. This is dual climate, and you have the auto feature, which I explained to be more like a thermostat. Once you set the temperature to 72, the car will do whatever it needs to do to make it 72 degrees inside the vehicle. So no matter if it's hot or cold, it's going to turn the heat on or turn the air on to make it 72. And of course that's fully adjustable. So as you see, I turn the temperature up, the air goes down. And when you don't want both temperatures to be the same, you just turn off sync, and the passenger can change theirs to be whatever they like. And obviously you'll have how to turn it off, your different settings there, where you want the defroster, the fan speed if you don't have it on auto, the direction of air, the condition of the air, recirculating, and there. Your USBs there, but you'll also still have the traditional car charger outlet. You have the USB for your Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. You'll have a second one if you'd like to charge a second device. Speaking of charging, you also have a wireless phone charger, that being the button there. Now I don't have a phone to put in, but the neat thing, let me turn it around, is that whenever you have a phone that you want to charge, all you have to do is put it in this little pocket. It's literally a slide where you put your phone in, and it will start charging your phone. Whenever you're ready, you just pull it out. And for me, it's really great because whenever I'm looking at a vehicle for purchase, this one thing I always consider is there a spot that I can conveniently put my phone? And that right there couldn't be a better option. It's going to keep your phone in place, it's not going to slide around, and it's right there in your line of view, so if you needed to get to it, it's not out of reach. Now, because this vehicle is equipped with Bluetooth, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, things like that, there's really little to no need to actually use your device while you're driving. Everything is connected to the car. It's another thing that Kia wants to implement safety on. The less you have to look away from the road, the better. And with that being said, you're going to have the radio controls, you're going to have the phone controls right here on the steering wheel, your voice controls, and here you'll have your cruise control. You'll have your pages and different settings there, your auto start, stop, pause, and that steering wheel there is for your active highway driving. So if you're going down the highway and you veer off to one side of the lane or the other, the car will beep at you, and even you'll feel it resist going closer to that side of the road. So if you're veering to the white line, the vehicle will start beeping at you, and you'll feel the steering wheel sort of pull you back from the white line to keep you from going off the road, or vice versa into the other lane. So coming up top here, one thing that's probably one of my favorite features is the panoramic sunroof. So it's got multiple settings here. One click will open the shade, and then a full click will open the front pane of glass for your sunroof. Now one click forward will close it back, but now if you click it, if you press it, that's my mistake. When you press the button, when you press it rather than push it forward or back, that will vent the glass. Now if you click it twice forward, there's two clicks, it will completely shut the glass and close the shade. Now it works the same way. If you click it both times in the back position, it's going to open the shade and open the glass. Just like that. Now right here, you have your parking brake, but you also have your auto hold. If you're on a hill or something, the vehicle's not going to roll back when you let off the brake to proceed forward. Now this is where your heated and cooled seats will be. One click up will turn it to heated seats, and 3 bars will mean it's on high, medium, low, and then off again. And the same thing with your air conditioning seats. The lights will turn blue. You'll have high, medium, low. And with it being 90 degrees outside, I think I'll enjoy that for a minute. And same thing with the passenger side, no different. Now here is your drive mode. Now this isn't like a radio dial where you'll turn it 360 degrees. It's a simple twist. Better yet, I'll just demonstrate it. It's difficult for me to describe. So rather than turning it like you would a typical dial, you would simply click it like that right there. And now we're in smart mode. Now we'll go back to normal mode, sport, and then custom. And I'll demonstrate that in the center screen right here. We'll start back over at smart. As I turn the dial, normal, sport, and custom. Now, not only does it change there, but you'll also get a notification in the screen. So we're in custom mode, sport, and normal. And then of course we have the smart mode again. That's where the vehicle is going to learn your driving behavior and adjust the dynamics of the vehicle to be more tailored to your type of driving. If you accelerate a little harder than usual, it's going to be a little more sporty. If you brake a little harder, it's going to downshift to assist in braking. your steering wheel, your suspension, everything's going to be more conducive for your driving habits, if you will. One thing I wanted to mention before I got out of the driver's seat here is your lane keep assist right here, and then your traction control, and then your trunk as well. The lane keep assist is similar to what I described earlier, where if you veer off to one side or the other, the vehicle will assist you in getting back onto the lane. Now I'm in the back seat here, and you'll see the plastic still on the car. This is, like I said, a brand new car. But the driver's seat is in its normal position. I'm about 5'10", almost 6 foot. So that's about the average size of a human being. And the driver's seat I have set to where I would normally drive very comfortably. And you can see just the amount of leg room that I have, and I can almost stretch my feet out and be very, very comfortable. And coming down here, I've got charger ports if I need a device charged at my AC vents. And just like the driver and passenger door up front, you'll have those little fins there to help you shut the door. Now, coming to the rear of the vehicle, one of the things that also make this K5 stand out is the brake lights that stretch across the back of the car. I've noticed that being a trend in some of these newer vehicles. It started with Dodge, if I'm not mistaken, and it continued on with a few other models, and the K5 is now joining that trend as well. But one thing that I wanted to note on the back of the vehicle here, I'm going to pop the trunk, and right here's the button as you pop the trunk. Now, something that's definitely worth noting, especially with the Optima, the K5 has an enormous back trunk, and the exact cubic feet eludes me, but I'll put that in the description if you really want to know the exact numbers there. But this would be perfect for a family of 4, a family of 3, family of 2, or just yourself. Plenty of room for all your luggage and to be comfortable. And one thing too is these right here are located on both sides. If you go to, I like to use the example of the hardware store. If you go to the hardware store and pick up a piece of trimming or something, that you pull those tabs and the seat folds forward so that you can get that long piece or long trim into the trunk without you having to go around, open the door, lay the seat down, come back around. It's just a little more streamlined of a process. Alright guys, so I'm back at the Kia store and got me some shade here. It's a little toasty. I didn't want to make this video too long, so if I've missed anything or if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you'd like to take a personalized tour or take delivery of a K5, give me a call, 256-284-2501. You can also text that number if that's more convenient for you. Now, I want to give a big shout out to Greenway Kia of the Shoals for letting me borrow the K5 and give you guys this great video. Thank you guys again for watching. Your support means a lot. I'll see you in the next video. In the meantime, take care and get Brad.